the door's closed? Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so that's interesting. I just resumed where I left off. That's cool. Okay, well done, CRG. I do have to go through and so I basically just DC'd because I kicked off my VPN, which always kicks me off the internet for a sec, which causes problems. And when I've logged back in, I must have jumped on the same server, and we are back. So that is cool. That is very, very cool. I was worried I might have to go through and spawn my little Pisces again and that sort of shit. So cool. Cool, cool, cool. How is everybody today? How are you all? If you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to talk about, post in chat. This is basically just a chill and stream doing shenanigans. So maybe later Fez might jump on, who knows, if he's got work to do or not, who knows. Station must be behind the planet. That's right, because I warped. Probably should jump into Discord. So in this mission, we have to go into the cave and find someone or kill someone? Hang on, what do we got to do? We seek an investigation to locate and confirm the status of one Lafayette Ballada. Okay, so the guy in the cave is missing. There's a few bounty hunting missions and stuff we could probably do. We'll do that one too. Mercenary missions. Origin. Oh. How far away is the 890? Oh, it's really close. We'll do that one first.
Quantum drive is now off. Okay. Shields hit. Shield down.
Oh! How? Wowzers. I think I took one of them out there. Okay, that hurt. Okay, picking a fight against two cutlasses in a Pisces does not work. We'll have to go with plan B. Actually, more like plan S for Star Runner. Okay, not plan S for Star Runner. Plan V for Valkyrie. Oh, no, not plan V for Valkyrie either. Damn it. We'll take the Bennu. Had to. Right. Had to, yeah.
hot. Shield failure. Target destroyed.
Now where's the out naughty?
Shields charging. Shields fully charged. Engines off.
Damn it! Colorless red is really, really needed in this game right now.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Quantum drive is now off.
Landing gear raised.
If I can take the weapons, I will.
What is that? Shit! They're on here. Someone searching.
No collision on glass. I know there's guys at the front, but I can't see them. They're under the deck, maybe? Hey, Colby! How are you, buddy? If I blow up the ship... sure there's a battle bridge in the 890, right? Oh shit. So it's the one guy at the front, but it's under the deck or something.
He's down there somewhere. Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy, how are you, man?
Good. Am I roboting?
No, you're pretty good. I'll let you know I'm streaming that.
Okay. Oh, alright.
Yeah. How you been? I was
where-
talking about you
you're-
the other day.
Oh, were you? I've been alright a little bit. Well, my sleep cycle's been a bit fucked, but, you know.
Yeah, what's been what?
My sleep cycle's been a little bit, fucked
Oh,
up.
plus, yeah.
Yeah. I scheduled some time off next month. I'm taking the day the Mass Effect Legendary Edition comes out, and the day after that. Then I go back to work for a week, and then I take that the next week off.
I was thinking about putting in my leave
So-
application for CitizenCon because it's one thing every year I always take, and even though it's going to be virtual this year, I'm still thinking about taking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, hopefully they announce something for Squadron 42.
I don't think it's going to be Squadron 42 based this year. I think it's going to be Wormholes based and Ninx and Pyro based.
Oh. Well, you don't think you think like they'd be showing it off, like you'd think they'd be getting close to completion on Squadron 42.
So Squadron 42 I think is still probably another 2 years away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by the time they do beta and stuff like that, yeah, I would not expect... I don't know, it really does depend on the roadmap. I'd have to have a look at the roadmap again. But I would say, at the very earliest, you're probably looking at a beta for Squadron 42, probably early next year, mid next year, and then probably a release the end of next year, maybe, at the earliest.
Okay.
Well,
I was thinking more along the lines of the beta, but
yeah, well, the beta we won't get to test anyway. So even when the beta comes out, we won't even get to see it still. So. Yeah, and there's a lot riding on it. There's a lot riding on Squadron 42, so they've got to make sure it's right, man. Because otherwise they're going to get torn apart.
oh yeah.
You know, oh my god, you took 10 years to make the video game and you still couldn't make it properly, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's going to be a certain segment of people who buy it who are just going to buy it just to shit on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we know that. But at the end of the day, you can't do a lot about those. But what you can do is give them a lot less of a reason to complain.
Yeah.
Like, I've always...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, my argument with, like, Cyberpunk, for example, right? Mainstream media was going to shit on Cyberpunk regardless of how bad it was when it came out. Right? Cyberpunk doesn't tick certain political boxes. So, therefore, they're just going to shit on it no matter what. But, at the end of the day, the biggest problem that Cyberpunk had was that when it was released, was that it was buggy. If Cyberpunk had released and not been buggy, all we would have heard about was wah, not trans-inclusive, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. No one would have given two shits. The fan base wouldn't have cared. The media would have tried their typical hit pieces and shit, and nothing would have happened. And that would have been the end of it, and it would have been a roaring success for CD Projekt Red. But where they fucked up was they went through, and they actually put out a buggy game, appeasing to a board members, and that gave the media a legitimate reason to attack it. And Star Citizen, they can't do that. Star Citizen has definitely learnt from Cyberpunk. You watched the interviews that Chris has talked and done about, and Chris has said, Cyberpunk should have been delayed another 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And then Chris turned around and said, literally, we're not going to do that. You know, he's literally said the game will be out when it's out, regardless of how much people jump up and down, whinge, bitch, complain. It will not be out until it's ready. Because he knows that he is going to have a legion of haters come after him.
Yeah.
So I would much prefer him.
Yeah, that dude's got a fucking
Sorry.
target painted on his back. As far as that goes. Chris Roberts, he has a fucking target, a massive fucking target painted on him.
Well, you got to look at it from the game's point of view, right? The game industry's point of view. He's an independent creator. There's no major publisher behind him. It's all been fan created, and all these sort of woke companies hate fandom right now. You can see them trying to literally tear fandom apart. Just look at Marvel or DC or whatever. And at the end of the day, the way they're looking at it is this is a fan-made project that is fan servicing their fans, which they hate, and we've got no major publisher behind us. There's no EA Games, there's no Bethesda to make their money. So I imagine there's been a few emails that have gone through from Bethesda and all these sort of places that have turned around and said, hey, have you done a hit piece on Star Citizen this month? Because Bethesda and all these sort of companies don't want this to be a thing. Because at the end of the day, if we stop going there, if we stop sitting there and giving Bethesda the publishing rights, for example, what the fuck's Bethesda going to do?
Yeah.
They lose their whole argument for being a thing. Bethesda is literally, we're the publishers, we'll front you the money, you give us a portion, and we'll help protect you. But if we've got independent companies like Chris going through and doing shit like Star Citizen, all of the people are sitting there going to Bethesda, well, why do we need you again? Why? And obviously the games media is doing it because, clicks and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot of different reasons for it.
Landing gear deployed.
I'll tell you now, major gaming companies, they hate Chris mainly because of the fact is he's a threat. Here's some English fella making a game that people keep spending thousands of dollars on.
Landing complete.
And we can't even seem to make a decent Marvel game.
Yeah. I mean, at best, a lot of those companies can make fucking mediocre games.
Yeah. When was the last decent AAA game that came out that anyone had a lot of fun playing?
It's been, I mean, a lot of people had fun with the newest, Modern Warfare. That was actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, but that's a cookie cutter of a
that's
game.
Yeah, and Call of Duty, it's just it's the formula works. Why change it?
Yeah,
but it's kind of like Halo. Why would you change that formula when it works and it's fun? But fuck.
But even Halo,
yeah,
Halo goes through and redesigns their game engine or redesigns their game systems every few years. You look at Halo 5 and Halo 4. They went through in Halo 5 and redesigned the whole Spartan power things.
Yeah. They really should have never made Spartan powers a thing.
No. And whether you like it or not, that's beside the point. The fact is, they've still gone through and they've still done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the last thing that Call of Duty? And, look, I don't have a problem with Call of Duty. I've signed in. I play Call of Duty on my Xbox. It's great. But at the end of the day, to me, there's nothing revolutionary there.
Yeah. No, there really isn't. Every couple of years, it's a graphical upgrade.
Yeah, so
maybe a setting change, but
the few new maps, a couple of, I might add a dog or something here or there, or
yeah. I remember when people were repping on him for the dog.
Yeah.
Well, when that's all they fucking bragged about at E3.
Yeah. Oh my god, we got Fido. What did you fucking do? You know.
Quantum drive is now up.
You know, and it's sad to say, but it's independent games that are revolutionizing the games industry. A mate and I were just watching YouTube. My flatmate and I were just watching YouTube, right? And we're watching some guy troll people in DCS. Now you look at something like DCS, for example, right? I'm presuming that's an independent company. You know, that fucking a map that's the size of the Earth. You can fly anywhere, do anything, land anywhere.
Well, it's not the size. It's not the size of the Earth, but they're. It wouldn't surprise me if later down the road, like they start piecing all the maps together into larger maps, and then it just snowballs.
Okay, so I haven't played DCS. So is it maps or is it one big map like
It's maps.
All right. Okay.
It's smaller maps, but those maps are still fairly large. Like I'll give you shit. Let me see if I can find the picture. I think the largest one that's going to be in is going to be the Falklands, because that's going to cover most of the fucking South Atlantic and southern, like Chile and Argentina.
Like I just watching a video where a guy took off from a base, flew through the mountains, flew over the ocean, blew up an AWAC, while being shot at by other ships and destroyers and other aircraft, and then flew back to base.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's one of the maps. That's the Syria map.
So that zoomed right out, so... But yeah. But, you know, like I say, it's game companies like that are going through and revolutionizing things. It's not Bethesda, it's not EA, it's, you know...
Yeah, I think they're their own company. I mean, I'm not 100% certain on like how the company is structured and all that, but they're the thing that kind of helps them is they're kind of the only ones really doing the modern flight like study like flight sims. There's not really a whole lot of people going into the detail that they do with like the flight models and all that.
Like the flight model in DCS is pretty impressive from what I've heard.
Oh yes. Yeah, but Eagle Dynamics, they're a technically they're a Swiss company, but in actuality they're Russian. They're Russian.
Oh yeah.
But because I believe their headquarters is in Geneva.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of their teams are in Moscow.
Well, if the headquarters in Geneva, then they're Swiss.
Yeah.
But they have Russian.
But I mean, they started out in Russia though. They moved it to Switzerland, probably because when they are trying to get like the technical data and stuff on like U.S. aircraft or just European aircraft, they are going to be a lot more willing to give it to them if it's, you know, a Swiss company and not a Russian company.
True. You start asking for technical data on the Tomcat, for example, and the American military might be sitting there going, why do you want that again?
Well, you see, not really, because the Tomcats have been out of service for a while now.
Yeah, let's just use it as an example.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, with the A10, there'd be certain things that they wouldn't give them the information on,
Nah.
like specific systems, but it's like, you know, they give them enough to do pretty good guesswork.
Yeah.
It's not 100%, but it's, you know. And most of the aircrafts that they have in there are not the top of the line stuff.
No.
It's like, you know, the F-18, or yeah, it's just the F-18C. It's not the Super Hornets.
Yeah. Apart from all that, how you been?
Pretty good. Things are going along fucking slow at work right now, but it's. You know, the supervisor I was having issues with?
Yeah.
Well, there's this one girl that I've been training to help me do my job.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there was something that basically the scanners we used weren't working. And when she went to go do what I would have told her to do, that supervisor shouted at her. And it was a big fucking thing, and they haven't put her back up there since. They haven't put the supervisor back up there since that little spat. And it's just like, shit, we should have brought you up here earlier. If we knew you were gonna run that fucking soup out.
Yeah, it's funny, you know. Look, at the end of the day, with my job, obviously, my managers change all the time. At the moment, I've got good managers, but I tell you, it really is pick of the luck whether you get a decent manager or a shit one. To be honest, like I've had, and it's not just male or female; it's both. I've had male managers that are complete cucks that you just want to literally whack with a lump of 4B2. And then I've had some complete female managers that are complete see you next Tuesdays that you just want to lump with a whole bunch of 4B2. You know, it's just sometimes you just get managers that are they're just cunts.
Yeah. I mean, at least, well, with my workplace, like, they can't be too confrontational with the regular preloaders, because we're unionized and we're members of like the largest union in the country, and said union has a reputation for being super fucking aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
I tend to find unions are a lot more bark than bite. I had a situation at work where some girl has reported me for harassment, and by the looks of it, it mightn't even been the girl that I was the one that was. So I was just talking to a girl, and we're just doing. Yeah, it's like shit little banter things. It was just, you know, like, for example, she said, like, for example, she was like, I've got an exam tomorrow. And I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm like, oh, how are you going to study? Or are you going to study all night? She's like, yeah, I'm just going to cram all night. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Well, good luck with the exam. And if you want, I'll buy you a Powerade or a mother drink. And you can go through and you can cram for your studies and do well. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I walked away. And that apparently made her feel uncomfortable because I was offering to buy her a Powerade. But it ends up being, from what I've heard, is I don't think it's the actual girl that was the one pushing the complaint. It ends up being, apparently it was the manager that was there that I got transferred to a different store. Looks like she's behind the whole thing. So yeah. But it's been almost a week now, and nothing's happened, and there's sort of everybody's sort of moved on, so I'm not real worried about it. But like, dude, like people get fired for that shit. You know, like you're trying to go after my job, bitch. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking about you the other day at work. Actually, I was saying to my mates at work, we were talking about the over in America, and because they know I do the news and politics and shit. And I was turning around and I said to them, I said, I got a mad mate over in the US. I said that seems to have more firearms that you can poke a stick at.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, like worrying and like going on about, oh god, you know, like you know, oh, shit, that looks fucking pretty. Going on about, oh yeah, you're worried about him, oh, you know, he's looking mad, and I'm like, no, the guy's fine. I said, if anything, I says, I was thinking about going to CitizenCon this year if it was going to be a physical event, which apparently it's not. And I was going to say, if anything, I was going to go down to south where he is, and say to him if you want to go to a rifle range. And all the guys are like, what do you mean? And I'm like, the guy's got guns, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, get a fucking range and shoot him. Like, it's just, dude, it's just
yeah.
Like, Australia's become so cooked. It's like guys.
Oh yeah.
Guys are like literally like, oh my god, firearms! I don't know. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So you go.
Yeah. People are starting to get like that here to a certain degree. Like if they're not out in like the rural areas, you. Maybe in suburban areas, you got a fucking 50-50 shot of them being a cuck or not. But
yeah, it's just, dude, it's shit. It's like, yeah. In Australia, we got like governments that are pushing like mask mandates and stuff up in Queensland. And
yeah,
I didn't see anyone push back against it. Like, people were like, okay, we're going to wear, like, they said, like, we'll wear masks for 3 days to stop the spread. And then after 3 days, it was like, oh, we're going to extend it for another 2 weeks to stop the spread. So 3 days ended up being 2 weeks. Now, obviously, apparently, they've removed the mask mandate now, apparently. But, it's like, you know, like, guys, you had to wear masks for 2 weeks. It has something that has a fatality rate of 0.05 or whatever. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And everybody was just like, you know, like, oh, we just got to wear the masks for 2 weeks. Oh, we just got to wear the masks for 3 days. Yeah, it was just, yeah. It was just, like, fucking pathetic.
yeah. I mean, I think it's Oregon. They're saying, oh, well, we want it to be indefinite now. It's like, okay,
that.
you guys go do that.
Yeah. I heard that there was, I think it was Oregon, that was trying to bring in these corona methods to make them permanent. Just like, you know, someone had only called that, you know, a year ago, even. You know, boy, if some of the guys in alternative media had have only warned you about that, you know, like.
Yeah. I don't know. My state is very quickly going down the fucking tubes. Like I'm gonna push hard for a fucking driving job. I'm gonna save up. I'm gonna buy myself a piece of property out in West Virginia. I'm gonna build myself a fucking compound. Like, fuck this state.
Well, so West Virginia, is that Democrat or Republican now?
Oh, it's fucking hard Republican.
Hard Republican? Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna say.
Oh yeah. I think they went like 70% for Trump.
Oof, shit, nice. So I was going to say, if it was just the state going blue, and that's what you mean by going down the go block. I was going to say, why not just move?
I live in Delaware.
Yeah.
It's been a blue state for like fucking 20 years. And they just recently passed a it basically, if you want to go buy a handgun, you've got to take a class, you've got to get fingerprinted, and there's another step, but it's basically we're doing a permit to purchase, and that permit lasts for 6 months, and after that you have to reapply every
Sounds like
6
a
months.
money-making way to make. Just sounds like a way of making money.
Yep. And one of the stupid, you're probably right, but one of the stupid things is if you, let's say, have a concealed carry permit, it's just like, you know, if you were acting in good faith on this, the concealed carry permit would cover this, you know? Like, this isn't about fucking public safety. But a lot of the driving force behind that law was the guys up in fucking Wilmington. Wilmington has, I'm not sure like where they're ranked on the homicide rate, but it wasn't that long ago that Wilmington was at the top of like homicides in the U.S.
Okay.
Wilmington is a shithole.
Yeah. Alright, so I've found one of the new caves.
Oh, I was slightly wrong about West Virginia. Trump got 68%,
Instead of
but
70.
still, that's and Biden got like 30. So. I also wouldn't mind Missouri. Hopefully, CitizenCon will be an in-person event like next year or something.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like if they keep kicking the bucket down the road with this mask, or with just the lockdowns in general, it's just like, come on, move it to Texas.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised they don't do it in Texas, actually.
Yeah.
I think the reason why they didn't do it was because they would worry about the backlash.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have the fucking. There's gonna be a point where people are gonna say, "Hey, you know." But especially when the whole, especially when the vaccine is like, once it's actually out there in really good numbers, it's just like. You're running out of excuses for these fucking lockdowns, like, and they're already kind of, you know.
Yeah, people are already getting sick of it. Dude,
Yeah.
these fucking caves are pretty impressive, dude.
I haven't messed around with them yet.
Yeah, these new caves, they're pretty fucking epic, man.
Okay.
Like, they are big, man. They are huge.
Oh, I got a 4K monitor
4K monitor.
for my, for my PC.
Hmm.
Now that I actually have the hardware to be able to run shit in 4K. I heard they didn't. They changed it a little bit up with the Constellation series.
Be more specific on that. What do you mean?
Like, didn't they change the like the handling and didn't they also fix all the lighting and stuff on the interior?
I think they gave it a rework. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
which is good because it kind of needed it.
The Connie's actually quite good. Actually, I've actually went through it and I brought one just to test the docking situation. The docking in it's really good. The docking's really cool. Once you learn how to use it, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. Got out.
I'll tell you, I can't wait till they add in the whole thing where you can spawn in like ground vehicles inside your ship. Because I feel like that's kind of it's kind of a pain in the ass to use ground vehicles right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, now or the next couple patches would be the best time to do it, considering you have the Hercules and the fucking Nova tank.
Well, we went through last night. We did a breakdown of the roadmap, me and Fez. I don't remember seeing anything in there regarding spawning ships or vehicles inside ships and stuff. So
yeah,
unless it's something they're secretly working on, I would say chances are it's not going to happen over the next couple of patches. What looks like it's going to happen is item cache and server meshing though.
Yeah, honestly, that'd probably be better. But who knows? It might actually even be kind of required.
Server meshing.
Well, or iCache.
Yeah, it is required. They're getting towards the end of the rope on what they can put in the server without running out of bandwidth. Fell in a hole and I can't get out. Come on, get up there. I tell you what, a cutlass red really is required. If anyone wants if anyone in chat is watching, and you want a suggestion on what to buy, fucking cutlass red. Because you do these FPS missions or anything like this, and you die like this. Now I'm back on the fucking space station, and my ship is on the ground. I don't know how they're going to fix this problem, dude, because at the end of the day, what are they going to do? Put medical respawn points in all the ships? They're not going to do that.
No.
And like then, for example, I fell in a hole and I couldn't get out. It's not like I got shot and killed.
Yeah.
You know, like if you get any of those sort of situations, people are just going to be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like right now, I feel like saying just fuck it. I was just going to play Imperium or something. Like it's just like I spent 15 minutes to get there, fell in a hole, and now I can't get out, and now I've got to spend another 15 minutes just to fucking get there again. And it's not CIG's fault. Look, you know, shit, man. Holes fucking happen, right?
Yeah.
But I can imagine how people are going to be like, fuck, this game's brutal, man.
Yeah. But I mean, that's alphas for you. Or shit, not even alpha.
But the thing is like they want this as a real game. This isn't just because it's an alpha. They want, you know, like real life, like Death of the Spaceman and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was wrong for. So, you know, like what's going to happen if you get stuck? Like if you're like stuck walking in a cave and you get trapped.
Yeah, that'll be a pretty big problem. I mean, that'd be the thing that you'd actually have to get CIG to fix. Because otherwise, you're just gonna end up fucking losing people.
Hmm. Like, can you imagine? Like, say for example, you fall in a hole, for example, like I just did. Right. So my ship would still be on the planet. I've lost my guns. I've lost my backpack, most likely. Presumably they'll bring that in. I've lost 15 minutes to get there and to get back.
En route aerospace. All systems online.
Oh shit, you're on
Microtech.
Oh, okay.
Thank
I
you.
thought it was
Please visit again.
Hurston.
No, Microtech.
I'll tell you, dude, I'm excited for C2.
Quantum drive is now off.
Yeah.
Landing gear.
Yeah, I want gameplay, man. I love ships, don't get me wrong, right? But ships they can always add more later. Give me gameplay. I want gameplay. Give me fucking gameplay.
Yeah.
All these people that get fucking hard-ons for ships and stuff, it's like, it's not going to tie people over. You know, they need gameplay, not fucking more ships. We got 130 ships in the game. If there's not a ship that you can fly that you are happy with, you are very fucking picky.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, it's what's in the game right now is pretty good. It's just I don't know. I just have a particular hard on for the C2 at the moment.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying
no.
that at the end of the day, that the average person is going to say, like, I've got more ships than I can fucking stick me dick in, so to speak.
Like me.
Yeah, well, like, you know, they want gameplay. They want, and you know, obviously it's different teams too, right? So, you know, people are doing medical gameplay, for example. They're not going to do ship design, so we know this. But it's like, it's just like,
Yeah. Honestly, like when you have like server, sorry.
I was going to say the star map fucking needs updating. They need to fix the map, which, from what I saw on the breakdown last night when Fizz and I were doing it, looks like it's going to happen in the next fucking patch.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, there was something in there about map being revamped or something. So, like this whole not being able to jump to this cave, for example, is just like cancer. There you go, drink. Be right back.
Alright.
And we're still flying. Oh, CIG, please fix the map.
Yeah. Yeah, it does get rather tiresome.
Yeah, when it comes to Fleet Week, I'll be buying a Captain's Red, I think.
Okay, I'll see what they have then. I might try to get my hands on a Polaris just because I want to do that. It may not be the most reasoned like purchase, but you know.
I'm buying a Polaris, Mum. Why? Because. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a big ship and it's fucking cool.
I thought the to be honest, the what's the smaller one that starts with P, the gunship?
The Perseus.
Perseus. I thought the Perseus was actually a good buy. Actually, I can imagine that being done with a small crew.
It's in my buybacks. I have that along with the camo skin for it in my buyback.
I've been watching Dark Matter lately, the TV show. And to be honest, that's one thing that I think Star Citizen is actually missing. Is a ship that's a medium to large size ship that holds a crew of about 5 to 10 people. That is a gunship that has docking in it. If they make something like the Raza, I'll send you a photo. If they, and I'll also put a photo on the screen for the people in the chat. Before save images. That.
I might actually get the Inferno when it comes out.
So that's the Raza.
What? Oh, okay.
And for people playing at home.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, they should be looking at putting stuff in that's like the size of the Perseus or the Carrack.
Well,
But
so I'm not sure how big the Raza is. I might say on the image actually. Yeah, it doesn't say. She's a decent sized ship. Like she has an actual shuttle bay at the front, and that is big enough to hold a ship that is probably twice the size of an Arrow in length. So yeah, actually.
oh shit, yeah, that's.
She's a big ship. She's bigger than she looks. But obviously,
Yeah, in that picture, it looks like it'd be the size of the fucking what's the drop ship that you really like?
Oh, the Valkyrie.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah, she's bigger than the Valkyrie, and I think the Valkyrie is based off the Raza a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, it's let's find out if I can find the actual size of the Raza.
Shit. Well, I'm also kind of looking forward to the Redeemer. That should be a interesting one.
Doesn't say the size.
I mean, a lot of this could be interesting for when Theaters of War comes out or something. Which patch this Theaters 4 supposed to be in?
They haven't officially announced it yet.
Ah.
So the Raza is about the same size as the Enterprise.
Oh shit. It's that big?
So according to the video, at 5 minutes and 14, the Raza is 201 meters in length, 120 meters wide, and 43 meters high. To give you an idea.
Shit, that's actually a fairly large ship.
Yeah. But what I was going to say was we don't have any ships at the moment in Star Citizen that I know of. Maybe the Perseus. That is a gunboat that is crewed by 5 to 10 people that can go through and will actually just fly around the universe causing havoc, being a bunch of mercenaries or doing jobs or whatever it may be. Something like the Raza, which for chat is on the screen, something like that is actually needed in CIG, in Star Citizen. The only thing that comes close to it is the Perseus, which is still in concept. The Valkyrie for a dropship, but it's still a bit smaller than the Raza. But things like
I would argue that the Polaris is kind of similar to that.
but the Polaris is a bigger crew.
How big is the crew on the Polaris?
Polaris is like 18 to 30 people.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that, an RSI ship? Yeah. I'm gonna look on the website.
So crew is 1 to 24.
Okay.
So it's a bigger crew.
Yeah.
Now the length is actually small. The Polaris is actually smaller than the Raza.
Mm-hmm.
The Raza is actually a bigger ship in size, but
Yeah.
I think the dynamics and the ships compared to the Polaris and the Raza are a bit out. I think if you were to make the Raza, you'd probably make it close to the 150, 125 meters. Maybe about the size of the Valk. A bit bigger than the Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you, it'll be interesting to see what else they come out in the way with gunboats, like the Perseus. Because the Perseus is not going to be the only ship of that type in the game. You know, I bet you Crusader's going to have some sort of offering that's going to be similar. Aegis, all them.
To give you an idea, the Valkyrie is only 38 meters in length.
Yeah.
So if you made something like, like a 5 to 10 man crew, make it at like 100 to 125 meters, maybe less. I know
So basically something along the length of the like the Carrack.
Yeah, maybe a bit smaller than the Carrack. Yeah. But put like a docking bay in it, like the Carrack and stuff like that, and actually just have it so that it's like a merc ship. It's a ship where a bunch of guys can all fly around in it, get up to shit. That sort of stuff it's literally missing from the game right now. The only thing like the Sentinel and stuff, but it's not really. That's like 2 or 3 crew. It's not like 5 to 10. So like even that doesn't really.
Yeah, I mean, like the Polaris, at least to my knowledge, should be the only ship with that kind of armament in the game.
Well, I know the Raza has railguns and missiles and everything on it. It's heavily armed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Raza's a good ship. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Dark Matter lately and kind of fell in love with the Raza a little bit.
Hmm. I'll tell you, I really want to see the Perseus in game, but I get a feeling that's gonna be a while before we see it.
Probably.
But it'll be one hell of a ship to like jump into Pyro with, and just skulk around looking for pirates or something.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Fleet Yards mission briefing. I'm Captain Foley.
I am Commander Guns. Hey guys.
We are Trek Yards, or Fleet Yards in this case, where we look at ships from all of the sci-fi franchises out there, the multitude of the multiverse, and examine them and break them down. Now, we always have fantastic high-quality renders done by Samuel. Some of these models, some are actually screen used, some fan designs, fan done ones, but generally we have screen used ones when we can. So, yes, we do try. And sometimes just pictures from the episodes we don't have one, whatever. But anyway, today's topic is, Commander?
We are looking at actually quite a well-requested ship. I often look at. Or go look at
Are you getting the Mass Effect remasters?
Raza, the hero ship from
The what, sorry?
from the series.
Are you getting the
Have
Mass
you heard
Effect
about Raza?
remasters?
Have you heard the Raza?
Nah, probably not.
Actually, I have heard.
Maybe, I don't know.
I watched one or two
Well,
episodes here and there.
I took off the day it's coming out and the day after.
Must have just missed those.
I don't know. I just want to see the games all touched up and stuff, you know?
It's a few episodes early on.
Because especially with the first one, the fucking
I don't remember the ship.
the graphics are just, you know, even for 2007 they were kind of eh.
This is the next big sci-fi. Joseph Melizio. It's a space opera. Two seasons, 13 seasons.
The problem is that Mass Effect is that they kind of screwed over their fan base when it came to the third one, and from what I heard, it wasn't that good.
The third one was, I thought it was okay, but it was just okay. The first and second one were fantastic, in my opinion.
Might be worthwhile getting just for that then, maybe.
Yeah, like you're getting, like, with the second game, I bet you, like, if you do all the companion side missions and all the DLC and stuff, I bet you can turn that into a 30-hour playthrough.
Maybe.
Like, there's a good bit of content, and the Legendary Edition, which is, you know, all three of the games, it's like $60 for all three of them with DLC. And the DLC list is a rather long one. But
Check fire. Check fire.
I had to blow up my other Pisces so I could land.
nice.
Engines offline. Landing gear deployed. Engines online. Landing complete. Take off.
Well, was the cave not big enough to let you take the Valkyrie in there?
I don't know if the Valk would fit.
Landing complete. Engines offline.
I really don't know. It'd be maybe a tight fit.
Episodes per. It's quite a well-made low budget in a sense. It's not this huge epic to make personal story with, I'd say not build the sets, also build them once, and every time you have a box show, everything's already built, the budget then goes down. It's a very cleverly budgeted show. It's about memory loss and mercenaries and somewhat real world, ultra sci-fi, there's no aliens as far as you can see. It's a very sort of interesting sci-fi. Quite dark, but not too dark. And this is the hero ship. Well, not hero. This is the main ship, not heroes. The Raza. So, actually quite difficult to get views of this ship. I scoured the internet, including Joe's blog, who has a lot of amazing stuff. You'll see some great renders of the original model later on. We haven't got it. They had. This is the first view. So what do you think? First impressions of this ship. This view.
I like it very much, but I think right away that it's the Sulaco, or the dropship from Aliens.
Okay.
It looks almost identical in my mind.
There's only a certain number of ship configurations, and having a 4-engine that rotate, like Firefly, the Serenity, there's rotating engines. There's a lot of dropship style ships that have this. This is not actually a dropship. It's much bigger than that. Although I'll let you work that in a minute. It certainly has that style. I think it's an interesting in between step. I think of being sort of generic, but a very neat version of this style. It has some personality to its own. It's not like a radical enterprise, Ooh, wow, two cylinders that are.
Caves look pretty awesome. Why is this one on Microtech?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought they were only gonna be on Daymar.
Let's chill. I still give you a guess there. What's your guess with scale?
Are there any other planets with these caves?
I mean, nothing
Yep.
about the ship really apart from
Harston, Microtech.
Oh, all of them?
I think so.
Bigger than Serenity and Firefly. I don't know how big the crew is or anything. Yeah. So I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit bigger than.
Well, let me give you some information in the audience, so you have maybe a bit more to go. The Raza is a faster than light armed space transport with various countermeasures, such as thrusting, capable missiles. It has bridge, mess hall, crew quarters.
Did you see a link I sent you like a month or two back
Later on.
about Burger King?
More information there.
No.
You're sticking with about the same.
Oh, it was for the International Women's Day thing.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And a robot.
I'm honestly surprised somebody in their like marketing department was just like, yeah, let's send this out. This is a great idea.
That's a lot bigger than I anticipated.
This surprised me also.
Wow. And is this like official numbers kind of thing?
That's a very good question. Yeah, it does seem a little bit off, doesn't it? Well, actually, there's quite a lot of good schematic pictures on the chap's website. And on one of said pictures, there's a scale measurement in the top left, some orthographic views, which we'll see a little later on. It even has some breakdowns of the ship, and it says dark matter. The Raza is 201.8 meters in length, 120 in width, and 430 in height. So the colony is 280. 201, so it's 80 meters shorter, so it's a good chunk, but still pretty comparable, although obviously the nacelles of a colony that's a lot of extra room, so if you sort of take that away,
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm probably gonna go to bed.
Honestly, just
No, it's funny.
bigger than the Serenity, which I'm glad you have in this.
Alright, well,
Thanks
good
for
talking
jumping
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
no
are
problem.
This was a fun chart to make.
Yeah, I saw you were in here. I'm like, fuck it. I'll hop in for a little bit.
I don't know if you noticed, but we've got all
Alright,
ships.
see you, man.
See you, man.
It's on to show a different scaling of the TOS colony. It's a great measurement of scale, all of the basic idea of how big that is. Colonial 1 for Battlestar Galactica on the top right. Malkesh from Stargate below that. Right at the bottom left, it's a multiple kit bash ship from Star Trek, but it's a Bajoran transport from Deep Space Nine. That's the size of that apparently. Obviously Firefly Serenity. Just left of that is Neelix's little transport. Difficult to see, but it's Neelix's ship. The one left of that is the Colonial Shuttle from BSG, the second version. And the one left of that is the Sosa, which is Castor Yates's DS9 transport. So several different cargo ships of different styles, different sizes, and it's different universes. But I was pretty surprised. But 200 something is pretty big.
So standard crew of 6, but definitely they can carry a lot more people than that. I mean, is that like a skeleton crew kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, my take on it, there are some huge cargo bays. But also, this is not where, everything is a sleek advancement. This is, this hull armor is, I would assume like a meter thick. I mean, it's not, there's a lot of machinery to make this structure. There isn't a single plating of hull and then the end of space. So if you incorporate that, then that shrinks internal volume quite a lot. it's a armored transport, so double that, even more, a bit more armor. Each crew core is actually quite big comparative, so it's not a, you know, it's 20 people all bunched in. It's a few people with actual living space to spend long term there. Vessel's pretty damn big. The bridge is pretty damn big. It's got multiple cargo bays, a shuttle bay which is bigger than the shuttle itself. So it's designed to be armored cargo transport, but obviously quite a comparable one, quite a big one. But it's not hyper advanced tech, so it's that interesting between. It is certainly pushing the level of technology, but if you look at, for example, the Firefly, no FTL. That's why it's a lot smaller. It's only, it's basically only got one cargo bay, and that's the single bottom room. Quite a big room, but it's one room, and everyone else in this diagram uses different styles. But the only other FTL ship here is the Bajoran transport, and it's quite comparable. So,
Yeah. Oh. Well, what interests me was the fact you said vectored thrust nacelles. Those nacelles turn. I like that. Especially with that design, that you could turn two on the port side up and the other, the starboard side down. You could like spin your ship and do a whole bunch of fancy maneuvering with that. That's really cool. I like that.
in the first episode, we see some pretty drastic maneuvers, and there is a picture later on. I thought you'd like to see that action. But I was surprised by the scale. But again, Star Trek is small in scale. Although this really points out how small these other cargo ships are. I mean, none of these are huge ships, but it's certainly capable and fun to see with the other ships as well. I haven't got the model. What I did is I brought another ship in, I scaled that to the correct size, and I replaced it in Photoshop. So that's how I did it. But the next picture is a side view because the length is not really what defines a ship. So this is the depth and the width. What do you think?
First of all, that ship looks fantastic on the side.
Yeah, it's
I'm really
pretty cool.
digging this design. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. As for sizing, like you said, a lot of that would be mechanical things like the engines and life support things. When you compare it to the size of the secondary hull in the Constitution class, if you take into account thick plating, like you said, it's an armored transport, then yeah, the internal volume wouldn't be super huge. The size from the side seems more realistic to me. It doesn't seem like loads bigger than the Serenity here, really, if you want to break it down. But the top gives a kind of different view.
Well, the Firefly class is a very personal cargo ship. This is a sort of corporate cargo ship, different sorts. I mean, a great example is in Star Wars. I would have put Millennium Falcon in, but I didn't have room and I didn't really need it because it's like 6 different universal ships. I didn't really need it. The Millennium Falcon, is a cargo ship. But then suddenly in episode 7, you see Han, Chewie's, big cargo ships like 18 times the size. So clearly they're obviously different class of cargo ship.
Yeah.
That completely outstretches that by a long way. What I like about this, again, realistic tech, it has chemical fuel that's got to be stored. And it has all that other tech, so there is a lot of needs. You've got to supply your own food, water, no replicators, unlike sort of TOS. I mean, the TOS Star Trek tech is very small because it's got advancement. None of this other stuff is. And the Battlestar Galactica ship at the bottom right, that literally is just like it's a carrier, it's a plane in space, just like one floor of seats and one floor of cargo.
It's like a 747.
Yeah, it is. And I'm kind of surprised how small Neelix this ship is. But again, it had to fit into the Voyager cargo bay, so it really is literally. There's not much cargo in that. And Zos is actually pretty small. Arkesh is actually smaller than you think. It kind of doesn't alter in size, but you get a different sense of how big it is in the show. But yeah, my sense is that if you see on the edge of the Raza where the thing goes up, my sense that all of that is just mechanical. That's all just the structure, the circuitry. So really, it's just that middle bit. So it even takes it down even less. It's just like the size, the lengthwise of the secondary hull. Then you take out, like say, the armor, space between decks for Jeffrey's tubes and things. I mean, it does start to get smaller and smaller very quickly.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's got like two floor cargo bays with a bit more room as well. And there's like 2 huge ones plus a shuttle bay. So it's got actually some pretty big rooms. Yeah.
I really like the design. I gotta say, this is a cool looking ship.
You've only seen black and white pretty much pictures yet, but the next picture is a beautiful high def back view I was able to get, which really shows off a lot of the details. What do you think?
Again, I love it. The weathering and look at the whole plating is really nice. Although I get a sense of like Gundam kind of feet with those where the cells are just kind of the back. They just look like a cross feet.
My question to you though, is it a plane ship? Not as in plane but craft, but a plain, boring, dull. Is it a plane ship?
I would say no. I don't think so. Like I said, I love the detailing, I love the striping, and the shape is fantastic. Like really, I love it from the side. It's very, dare I say, what's our word? What's our catchword? I really like it. I like the guns on it, the way that they're angled. I suppose they're just turrets that can turn out 360. So it's cool. I love it.
It's a strange mix of. It's got a lot of very rectangle sort of compound shapes. But it's also got some. It's sort of like a very functional refinement of those shapes. You know, it's not a box. It's got some things. It's not got curves, but it is quite boxy in a very sort of very neat way. And it almost has that TOS feel actually, in the sense you might be thinking what you're talking about, but TOS there's almost nothing coming out of the hull.
Yeah.
If you look at the hull, actually most of the the engine sections are dedicated. There's no sort of grooveries really sticking out. There's vents, there's pods, but these things are all functional. There's very few bits actually just sticking out the hull for no reason, which I like. It's unlike sort of Firefly Serenity where there's so many pieces. More, again, functional. This is a very sort of corporate built ship, which doesn't necessarily show advancement, but shows function, and I love function.
And like I've complained before, a lot of the ships are basically just long bricks, gray bricks in space with not much character. This has a ton of character in the ship. The next shot is vectored thrust. It's either landing or taking off.
Both, either landing.
And I love that design. It's a cool design feature. Like I said, in space there's a lot of possibility for maneuverability using that. Even slowing down, turning forward, thrust back, really quick acceleration. So,
and it's also a very modern styling, having these vertical takeoff machines. I mean, that's what modern tech is showing that we can do. So why wouldn't you just utilize that for space technology? Absolutely. It's certainly built for an atmosphere. It's a cargo ship as well, so it's a neat, both in sort of aerodynamic as well. It's not awful. It's bulky, but it's got something to that.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we look at some details of this ship as well, because I like some of the artistic choices. So the next shot really is interesting. What do you think this is? What's going on with this next shot?
Either some kind of shielding or the beginning of entering FTL.
You're correct.
Both counts.
Say which one do you think most? And I'll say. See if you get the points.
I think probably FTL.
Yes. Two obvious shields. Yeah, this has got quite a fun FTL run. Obviously in Warp, it was split into Starfield. In Star Wars, it gets very, very fast. Comes out tunnel. Lots of machines with some things. This one, the hull obviously has this sort of glowing effect. All the energy surrounding it, bringing it into the next picture.
So the ship basically demolecularizes and streaks at light speed while the rest of the ship is catching up.
Yep.
So does it reach its destination like instantly and start assembling again, or?
No, it's not like BSG. This does take a long time to get between. The space does feel big in this. They use very different planets, very big stations. It's a lot. Which I love. Again, heavily bottled show. So if you see the shots, it really helps the set. I think. So yeah, the whole ship's like a slinky unravels, gets pulled in, comes with it, and it's a cool effect. I think I've seen it before, but not like this. I appreciate it. It's also quite visceral.
It's like a mix between the transporter effect and the warp effect.
Yeah.
Kind of do both. Yeah.
It's neat. And then the actual they go into, I'm guessing, subspace. I haven't got a picture of this one. I was meaning to, but I didn't get around to it. Where it's kind of like lightning, it's like sort of tunnel, but it's like a never-ending tunnel. It's like It's like imagine like two planes of space with like dark web, dark sort of tinted with light, but it's like one big dark space and sort of just travelling through that as lightning. It's some sort of other space, but it does take a while. It's certainly fast on light, but through another sort of space. The next picture is how it comes back together. Again, same effect. That's quite a good sound effect I just made up of its actual process.
Yeah, good. Check out the show again. Oh my god.
Well, I have all the videos I'll bring with me to Canada. I see that. I've got the file in HD for research for this episode and for the full episode. Yeah.
Perfect. So the next shot is concept.
But very, very final concepts. Yeah, I was very lucky to find all the different pictures. But it has diagrams and really nice high res as well, which would be good for dissecting later on.
So the shuttle bay isn't where I anticipated it would be. I thought the shuttle bay was at the rear, but then that's my Star Trek hat on.
Yep, no, it's far more like the XO1 with the defined right at the bottom. You can also see at the bottom there's that big cargo ramp. And again, it's designed for planetary landing. You can see the pulse charges, it's got mortars, it's got one bit there that fires charges to get missiles, to countermeasures, it's got guns, but also countermeasures, because again, in this era they do use plasma weapons, but also missile-style stuff, so it's a pretty nice selection of stuff, and it is designed to be all-in-one. I think it's a good all-in-one craft. Serenity is very much like, we're going to rust bucket our way there, and then Falcons, we're going to speed our rust bucket way there. This is like, we're going to be pretty much fine getting there.
I love the cargo ramp. It's very reminiscent of the Serenity. And I was right. When I saw it from the top, I thought there was like a rear flight deck, and that's why I thought it was the shuttle bay. It does say rear flight deck, so I don't know if that's for.
That confuses me no end, honestly. I don't remember ever having anything there, but that's just me.
Well, maybe it's for approaching shuttle. They can dock there or something.
This next picture, you can see the shuttle, well, a bottom view of the ship, and also the shuttle departing from the doors which come out. So you can see some great sort of gun detail and other greeblies and things. But yeah, that's how big the shuttle is. That's where it comes out of. Quite a big bay, and quite a big shuttle, which we'll see in a minute. Big ship actually. It is certainly bigger than you'd assume.
Absolutely. So it's got like an NX-01 style drop bay for the shuttles.
Let's say Marauder. So it's full on, a bit more mean sounding. The next picture is another view again of a slightly different episode of it coming out. You can see some beautiful internal detail. Again, I don't even remember having this detail in the show, but yeah, very real world details, some girders, some things, and just nice. I love the weathering. As I said earlier, the weathering of the ship is lovely.
Even the shuttle design's cool.
Very simple, but kind of futuristic.
Yeah.
How many people do you think the shuttle can hold? We're about to see, but if you had to guess, how many people?
Oh god. 10, 12?
Okay, we'll go to the next picture.
Now I might be overcompensating for size based on my first.
We'll go to the next picture. This is the internal of the shuttle.
So there's at least 6. Oh, there's 8 seats.
And a pretty substantial secondary area, which I believe has a, it's like an airlock door, has 2 different doors, so you can. But it's a roomy. They use a lot of wide-angle lenses, like very wide angles. It's kind of to give that different feel. They have a lot of great. I'm rewatching it now, as I said. Where a long way down a corridor, there's a very wide angle, and then shoot the entire dialogue scene from a full corridor away. It looks very strange because it gives a different feel, which is clever filmmaking. It's not filmed in a conventional way, so this gives an interesting, weird sense of the room. Yeah, it's a very basic shuttle. It's very functional. It's a shuttle. It's got some weapons, but it's just to get you from planet, from ship to planet, ship to ship. Does what it says in the tin.
I love that inspection.
Yeah.
So the next picture I take is just a shot of the internals of the ship, like one of the hallways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I want to see what you thought.
I like it. It's shaped very similar to Star Trek, the refit Enterprise. Kind of not a square hallway. And I love the blue elements. That's nice. I like it a lot.
They use a lot of internal lighting. Like everything is inbuilt. It's a very sort of 360 set. it's dark, but it's very moody. It works, and yeah, it's quite generic. I mean, it looks like all the Kelvin, all those sorts of things. Really not too much, functional, not too much. I just want to show the audience what it like on the inside, and then a view. This is a funnel perspective shot of the bridge, obviously distorted as it will. But yeah, you can see Hellendish console, a lot of windows. You've got windows, but they're sort of, that's not a primary means of data gathering. I mean, you've got all the screens, that's how they gather data, but the window, which is very small panes of glass or transparency or whatever, which is less susceptible to damage, to hit that one of those balls is quite, I guess pretty impressive. But you have the visual element as well, to be able to see the planet, see the cargo, see whatever, it can also be useful. So that's a window style I can get behind. I don't know if you agree with that, or quite sort of against Windows, sort of, with Windows. What do you think?
Well, it depends on the universe. I don't think they work in Star Trek. Other countries, absolutely. I'm all for it. It works here, absolutely. Talking about this bridge, though, I gotta say, it feels very Klingon. Like a high-rise captain's chair in the middle.
Yeah, but I apologise about the distortion though. Finding the pictures is somewhat difficult. But the next picture is a funnel behind the scenes. With another sense of the set, but from a different perspective. I just wanted to throw that in there. Show a bit more of it realistic scale. They really don't. It's not sort of a crew that pilots the ship together. It's kind of a strange one like that. Again, it's about the characters, not about the ship is the home.
Engines online. Takeoff complete.
Technically in the same way. You wouldn't have 6 or whatever doing weapons. No, the robot can do everything because they have a link to the computer, or 2 would do stuff just in the main console. Like, it's not that sort of ship, but it's multiple systems if need be. So it's a different sort of thing. That it's a ship that can be worked by one person, but the crew is to do everything else. It's to do loading and unloading, it's to do mercenary stuff, it's to do the ground stuff. Easily quite a wrong person. Next shot, the shot in the front. We didn't get to see that. There's an earlier work in progress.
Landing
High
gear
res.
raised.
The engines are. You can see where I can actually see where the windows are for the bridge now. They are actually below what you think with the bridge.
I was just going to say that, yeah. I was going to ask the earlier size comparison chart on the side, the front of the bridge. It is, but yeah, you would assume that there are bigger ones there. So, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what is that, like the mess hall, or is it kind of recreation?
There is a mess hall actually quite near the bridge, but I wouldn't say that. The first picture, the windows aren't the whole size of the bridge, there is more to the bridge, so my assumption is that I don't know. Maybe solar panels? It's still not finished, this is the 3D model. So my guess would be but yeah, actually I filled in later. But yeah, the next picture is a farm with parents, deck, so much more style.
with Star Trek ships, we get the side orthos of the plans, and that's it. The side cutaway. Never really see a front. I think it's something that most ships need to do to really get a sense of internal layout. And this is really awesome.
Like you can see one of the individual chairs. No, that's one deck. It's interesting. All the
Quantum drive is now up.
function. It's not just for the sake. It's very neatly. Very cool. I like that either side of the shuttle bay, of the cargo bays, there's rooms with ladders that go down, look like pods. My guess is that's the fuel for the engines. And then things, rooms that help you, because they don't often have those sorts of mechanical problems that you don't just fix with technology rather than physical mechanicals. They have repair nanites and stuff, so they don't need to get a wrench and just heal, but you still need those things obviously as part of the ship design. Yeah, very cool.
And there's the top deck plan.
Yeah. The bridge is certainly more similar here, but again, they've changed obviously since. Just cool to see, and again, like I said, full orthos here, a sense of the ship. But the next picture is the last picture, is the first picture. This sort of 3/4 view of the Raza, a pretty mean ship in the show. FTL, it's pretty good. Weapons actually pretty damn good. It can take on some bigger ships with some good shots, and movability really helps with there. Like I said, requested by quite a few people. I love the show. It's a very fun. It's a very fun medium sort of show. There's very few high moments. Oh my god, so awesome! But it's very well made. It's one of those strange you want to know what happens to the people, but it's not the best thing ever. But it's still good. It hasn't got those BSG moments. Oh my god! But also hasn't gone as low as some really bad BSG moments. So it's kind of yeah, and it's obviously leading somewhere. Like every season, they've obviously got a plan, a several-year plan, because they take it very slow as well. It's all about characters. Sorry, Stuart, I'm rambling. What do you think? Final thoughts, and did you like it more than when it started?
Absolutely, I do. It's like I said, it's a fantastic looking ship, great design. I love that it's not just simple shapes and standard flat hull color. I love the texturing, I love the weathering, I love the striping, I love the little refinement to shapes. I apologize for saying it looks like this alien dropship, even though it does. It's got a reminiscent shape, especially in the front.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
I think it's great. It's bigger than I anticipated. I love the addition of shuttle bay at the bottom. Shuttle back, which really cool. I'd love to see that. But wow, this is a really thought out ship, which is nice to see, because a lot of times I think they just draw a shape, and then as they go along, it doesn't really work in the long run.
Yep.
But this one, if you start with something that's well thought out and well planned, it shows. And I think it shows in this one for sure.
I think also this ship is a great example of more than some of its parts. Because it is very simple, but all together, the way they did it, like you said, particularly you highlighted the colours as being a thing. It's so simple, but all put together it works better, I think, which is... Well, one last thing before we go. If you look at that lower bridge area where there was originally holes, everything's been filled in. There's no big zones there. So final's a little bit different to the work in progress version, which you'd expect. Yeah. And there you go, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in for the Raza. I'm looking forward to season 3. More episodes
Landing
come out
gear
now.
deployed.
That was great. It was rubbish. That was rubbish. We'd love to do the 3 model someday, but I don't think that will happen. But you never know. We always try to get cool things to show you here at Trekyard, see full scales and get some more details than we need to see. But yeah, that's it for this week, guys.
Landing complete.
All right. Well, until next time, guys.
Landing
If you like this
complete.
video,
Have a pleasant
please hit the
stay.
like button.
Make sure to subscribe to that.
Guy Williams brought 10 investment properties in 10 months, and I'm going to show you how he did it. I'm Jacob.
Alright guys, that's probably going to be it for the day.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fleet Yard's mission briefing. As always, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Connor Compton's.
Apart from that, guys, obviously, thanks for joining me. If you had a good time, thanks. If you have any videos that you want me to watch while playing that are interesting like this, let me know. And hit me up in the comments. Actually, no, just post them in Discord. And because it'll get suppressed if it's on, be considered spam. So just post them in Discord. And apart from that, guys, I'll probably be streaming regularly. So, yeah. Have a great night. Enjoy.